yeah, that's the clip right there. Excuse me. Good heal. What is going on, guys? It is Example, and we're finally here for our first build of TU8. Now, before I show you guys the build, I do want to say that this patch is so broken. There's so many ways to be cheesy. But also, I do want to tell you guys that my next build is going to be an anti-meta build, just like last patch, because I am noticing a lot of people running around with skills and shields, and we're going to make something for it. Because I've noticed that when you run a lot of skill power, whenever you put somebody on bleed or on fire, it takes so much health away from you. Like, you can kill someone, and if they put you on bleed, you're gonna end up dying from the ticks. But anyways, so as you guys can see with the overall numbers, I'm running 1,000,000 armor, 270 health, and my primary weapon has 106,000 damage. Now, looking at the guns, guys, we got the new LMG. It's called the Carnage, and this gun actually hits really hard. As you guys can see, it has perfect status on it, which is 25% weapon damage to bleeding enemies. After 3 kills, applies bleed to the next enemy you hit. My weapon's hitting for 106k. In the dark zone, it's hitting for 101. The RPM is 978 with 150 mag because of the mag from the gunner. Our LMG damage is 11, which I want to get maxed out, but I just don't have a roll for it yet. It's a pretty good roll, you know, 11%, 7% damage to targets that are covered, and 6% damage. It's actually pretty decent. Now, you guys could get a better one. Now, before you ask me, Example, where you get this, just literally farm for LMGs, man. That. I just got lucky and it dropped for me randomly. But if you do want to target farm for this, I would suggest farming LMGs in the open world. But anyways, moving to our secondary weapon, we have a infantry MG5. This one's hitting for 84,000, and believe it or not, it actually hits very hard. Now, I do want to get one with higher base damage, but we'll work on that as we go. But anyways, 84,000 or 84.3k with 920 RPM and 100 mag. We also have 11% LMG damage plus 6% damage to targets that are cover, and this one has Strain. Strain, which is brand new, is, well, it's not brand new, but they changed it, is gain 10% critical hit damage to every 5 seconds you are firing. Now, Strained on LMGs is beautiful because you have 100 mags, and the more you hold down your trigger and keep shooting, the more crit chance or crit damage you get. I'm not running any crit chance and damage on this build, but you don't need it. Right now, the way the patch is, everyone's so squishy that you can make Now you can have a lot of damage running weapon damage or running crit chance. It's just up to you. But on this build, I'm not running crit chance. Now, if we're looking at our pieces, we're running 3-piece Striker, 1-piece Gila, 1-piece Petrov, and I believe this is called Golden Gear. Now, first we're going to look at our 3-piece Striker, which the reason I'm running a 3-piece Striker and not a 4 is because I don't really want it for the stacks. I want it for the 3-piece rate of fire. You get a 50% rate of fire from 3-piece Striker, and using it with LMGs that already have a lot of RPM is actually pretty good, as you guys seen in the gameplay. Now, anyways, our core attributes for this mask is 50% weapon damage, which I rolled on there. It's the mask weapon damage, and it also has 2 crit hit damage rolls. Now, moving on to our holster, we got a Striker holster with 11.9% weapon damage and the attributes of skill damage. Now, the attributes isn't really that important, but the core attribute is. Now, keep in mind, guys, I don't have the highest core attributes yet, which means that my gun can still hit for more, or maybe I can farm and get one that hits for, you know, a bigger number. But just keep in mind that this build still has room for improvement. For example, my weapon damage isn't maxed out, which means I'm losing some damage, and, you know, I can still get some more. But anyways, moving to our last Striker piece here. On our Striker knee pads, we have 10.2% weapon damage. Like I said again, guys, it's not maxed out, which means I still have some more damage to get. And our attribute is armor generation. So, but again, attributes aren't that important unless you do get like health ones. Those will be good, you know. But I don't mind having armor regen on. But yeah, so that's our 3 Striker pieces. Now moving on to our backpack. Now the 2 main pieces in this build that are the most important is probably the Gila chest piece and the golden backpack. So if we look at the backpack here, our core attribute is 161,000 armor. Now I believe the max is 170, but I don't have another one yet to roll it on here. So right now we have 161,000 armor plus status effect, repair skills. Now I could get a better one. Could get a better backpack with better attributes, but, you know, just haven't got lucky and gotten another one. Now, this backpack, like I said, is called the Anarchist Cookbook, has Perfect Wicked, which is applying the status effect, increases total weapon damage by 80%. So, when I saw this talent, I was like, you know what, let's try to make something that'll put Wicked into use. So, this is what we came up with. But anyways, guys, like I said, the backpack, 161,000 armor, perfectly wicked. So, yeah, moving on to our chest piece. Now I do have the 1-piece Gila for the total armor, so I can have 1 million armor just because I'm comfortable with that number. I didn't want to have like 999, which, you know, I had to farm yesterday just to get my armor to 1 million. So yeah, so we got our Gila chest piece. It's an armadillo vest. It has 170,000 armor, which is the max, I'm pretty sure. The attributes are hazard protection, crit chance, and armor on kill, plus the trauma talent. So the trauma talent pretty much is applies blind to an enemy hit in the head, and applies bleed to an enemy hit in the chest. Now, if you guys haven't put 2 and 2 together yet, what this build is it has perfect sadist, okay, which I can proc by using the trauma talent, which makes people get on bleed and on blind. And once they're on bleed and blind, it also procs the perfect wicked. So it's just a lot of damage coming out. The second someone is under any kind of bleed, fire, blind, it doesn't matter what it is, I get the wicked proc, or I get both the sadist proc and the wicked proc at the same time. Whenever I get both of those procs together, I'm just a complete beam, as you guys saw in the gameplay. Now moving on to our last piece, guys, we do have to have that 1-piece Petrov, you know. So my Petrov gloves are actually pretty damn good. Now I wish the bottom one was also perfect, but it's not. So we have 50% weapon damage, which is maxed out, and then we also have maxed out damage to armor. So it's a pretty good gloves, and we also get the 10% LMG damage from the gloves alone. So you want to have that Petrov piece on your LMG builds for that 10% LMG damage. But this is really good gloves. You know, got the 50% weapon damage, 11% damage to armor. Now that's pretty much the build, guys. Now I'm gonna go over it again real quickly. We got the Carnage LMG hitting for over 100k with Perfect Sadist. We have our secondary MG5 with Strained. Then we have our 3-piece Striker for the rate of fire. Then we have our 1-piece chest piece for Gila with Trauma to proc Wicked and Sadist. And then we have our Gila backpack to have that perfectly wicked. So overall, it's just a really strong LMG build. It has 1 million armor, which 1 million armor isn't that much, but it's like the average at the current moment. Now the skills are up to you. You guys can use whatever skills you want. I currently have a defender drone because I was fighting more than one person, and like I said, it's becoming really hard to solo Dark Zone. But I also have cam launcher heals. Of course, I don't have much skill power, so my heals aren't that strong and my skills aren't that strong. But yeah, like I said, skills are up to you. Now, if you guys are wondering about the mods on my weapons, I am running stability, some reload speed, stability on here, and then we also are running the large pouch, which is 50 plus rounds for the LMG. So on both weapons, I'm running stability. But yeah, so stability mods for my weapons, the large pouch, so you can get more bullets. And for my gear, mods aren't really that crazy now. But for my gear, I'm running, you know, crit damage mods, and I believe over here I have some repair skills. And here I have armor on kill. Mods don't really make that much of a difference anymore, except for your crit chance and damage mods. But yeah, guys, that is the build. Like I said, I hope you guys enjoy it. The pistol doesn't really matter. But yeah, so Gunner Medkit, Carnage LMG, 3-piece Striker, 1-piece Gilla with Trauma, Wicked, and then we have Sadist, and it's just an amazing build. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, guys. This is our first build. I am going to make this build better in the future, but right now we're going to try to make the anti-meta build. But anyways, guys, it has been an example. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you drop a like, leave a comment, tell me if you're going to make it, tell me if you have something similar, tell me if you have an idea of what to change or maybe add something different. But anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed it. Take it easy. It has been your boy. Peace out.